This episode of eHealth Radio is brought to you by uNatural, empowering your health as natural as counting sheep and much, much more effective. Serenity is the natural sleep aid supplement that helps you wind down without the grogginess and fogginess that habit-forming sleep aids can sometimes cause. Try it risk-free for 90 days with 15% off from eunatural.com using checkout code eHealth15. Again, that is uNatural.com, checkout code eHealth15.
This is the eHealth Radio Network, your source for health advice on demand. And now your host, Eric Michaels.
Thanks for joining us once again here on the eHealth Radio Network. This is your host, Eric Michaels. eHealth Radio gives you the most current health information, news, and advice featuring some of the leading innovators in healthcare and wellness who are changing healthcare as we know it. For more eHealth Radio reports, we invite you to visit our main radio channel site at eHealthRadioNetwork.com. Today we're speaking with Thelma Reese, an aging expert and co-author of How Seniors Are Saving the World, Retirement Activism to the Rescue. And Thelma, thanks for joining us here today on eHealth Radio.
It's my pleasure.
And you can certainly bet as well, it's our pleasure to have you with us and really appreciate your time. So tell us, for starters, what actually inspired you to write this book, How Seniors Are Saving the World?
This is my third book. I had written The New Senior Woman and The New Senior Man with my late partner, Bobby Fleischer, and now with B.J. Kittredge. And now that I have just turned 87, what I have seen is that senior activism is really making a difference in a world that needs all the differences we can make. So there are people, and in the book we profile 24 of them, and at the end of each chapter, which is about a person, there's a way to contact or get involved with what cause that person is involved with, has started, is promoting, loves, and can use our help with. So it's a way to inspire people to keep moving, keep doing things that are saving the world. And the world needs a lot of saving.
I totally agree with you on that, and you're certainly making a difference in the space, and we thank you for what you're doing in the 3 books that you have written. So tell us, who are the people you write about in this particular book, and how did you find them?
Well, the people range in age from 60 to 95. I could have filled them with people from practically around my block here in Philadelphia, but instead they're from all over the country. They're a very ethnically and racially diverse group. Their causes are totally diverse. Some people get involved in something because it's an expression of their own talents or interest. Some people are dealing with a tragedy or a momentous event in their own life that helps them figure out how to make meaning out of it. Some people simply become aware through current events or seeing the world through others' eyes. We have a 60-year-old who had no money and created a kitchen herself at Standing Rock because she saw people who were not eating at the right time, elders. She was 60, and she is considered an elder in her Native American tribe because of her wisdom and what she does for people. She does this with no money. On the other hand, there's a great psychoanalyst in San Francisco who's over 90 and still flying his own plane regularly to the border in Texas to work with children who have been separated from their parents. They kind of run the gamut.
I was about to say that certainly sounds like it and sounds quite interesting as well. So would you say this book is a how-to book?
In a way, you could think of it as a how-to book because I think that what happens when we reach our senior years is we're all, if we're fortunate enough to have our mental faculties intact, and we're well in that way, even if we're beginning to deal with some aches and pains and other physical challenges, Our minds are still developing. We're still growing, and we're looking for meaning. We're looking for purpose. We need to do that. We're doing a kind of life review and wondering why we're here, perhaps. So we can be inspired by what other people are doing and perhaps find ways to connect. And at the end of each chapter, it says how to connect. So in that sense, it's a how-to.
It sounds like a valuable resource as well. As natural as counting sheep and much, much more effective, try Serenity at 15% off from eunatural.com with checkout code eHealth15. Again, that is eunatural.com, checkout code eHealth15. Today we're speaking with Thelma Reese, an aging expert and co-author of How Seniors Are Saving the World, Retirement Activism to the Rescue. And she's joined us here today on eHealth Radio Senior Care and Healthcare Channels, a part of the eHealth Radio Network. Thelma, what do you hope readers actually get from this book, How Seniors Are Saving the World?
Well, first of all, I hope they'll be interested and diverted and find it a book that's kind of fun to read. You don't have to read it all at one sitting. You can take it in small doses. There are little pieces interspersed in the book, too, that might be kind of fun to read. One of them is called The New Senior Moment. You know, we make fun of senior moments when we forget something. Well, I say we ought to celebrate the senior moments when we realize our own strengths, what we bring to every situation in terms of experience and wisdom, and sometimes we don't really appreciate our own strengths and how we have made decisions all our lives and learn from them. So it's a time to celebrate what we can do and keep our minds and spirits active and positive.
And a great point made as well. So important to keep our mindsets in a positive state. Good stuff. Now, tell us, what have you learned about retirement from writing this book? Get into some of those details.
Well, what I've learned is there is no such thing. Retirement suggests that you're finished, and there is no such thing anymore. It's an old concept. In fact, I just have written a paper that I published, and if you send me your I think I may have your email address. I'll send you a copy. It's just been published on Thrive Global, in which I talk about seniority and achieving that instead of retirement. We reach a stage. We don't retire anymore. We move on from one thing to another. Even in the workplace, when we're still getting paid for our work, we move an average now through 6 careers in a lifetime. Isn't that astonishing? The days of going to work in a place until you're 65 and getting a gold watch and leaving and sitting in the sun someplace are over. First of all, the world needs everybody. And second of all, we're living longer and we have things to do. We have active minds. We have development to do in our own lives.
Well, I certainly agree with you 100% and don't agree with anyone if they don't need to retire at 65 to put a timestamp on it. And I can talk about that at another time from a personal standpoint. So thank you so much for your perspective and sharing that and bringing the listeners to this to their attention. Thanks so much. Now, what is so important about this book for today's readers? Talk to us about that.
Well, I think even today's younger readers should read this book. I mean, it's designed for the older reader to get personally involved in what other people are doing if they want to, if they're looking for something to do or to be inspired to do something, or simply to find other interesting people to read about. But I've been working with some younger people. I'm working with a young man who's only 19 in Canada on an intergenerational course that he's going to have at his college and that we're starting here in Philadelphia at Temple University. So there are so many ways to engage, not only in the world, but across generations. And remember, now we're really talking about something bigger than just being old. We're talking about humanity. We're talking about the survival of our way of life. We're talking about the major health issue that we've run into in my long life through a pandemic. There's so much to be done, and each of us can do something.
And a great place to conclude, and we all can do something, and that certainly would make a difference in the world today. Thelma, thanks so much for joining us here today on eHealth Radio. Where can listeners get more information about you and or how seniors are saving the world? Retirement Activism to the Rescue.
Well, I've had a blog for more than 10 years called Elder Chicks, ELDERCHICKS, and believe it or not, sometimes men write on it too. So elderchicks.com is where you can find me. You can just type in the name Thelma Reese on Amazon, and you'll go right to my books, including this brand new one, How Seniors Are Saving the World. And I think you'll find things about me too.
Well, Thelma, we certainly appreciate all you do, and for joining us once again here on eHealth Radio. Certainly was our pleasure.
Thank you, Eric. It's been a pleasure.
And let's do it again. We've been speaking with Thelma Reese, an aging expert and co-author of How Seniors Are Saving the World, Retirement Activism to the Rescue. And for further information, either visit Amazon.com or her blog at elderchicks.com. Again, this has been your host, Eric Michaels, and we do thank you for your continued support of the eHealth Radio Network. Join us again soon for another episode that will help further expand your knowledge on those things that are important to your health and wellness. For more eHealth Radio reports, we invite you to visit our main radio channel site at eHealthRadioNetwork.com. And as always, we do thank you for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in to the eHealth Radio Network. For more information or to subscribe to this podcast, visit eHealthRadioNetwork.com.
This episode of eHealth Radio was brought to you by uNatural, empowering your health as natural as counting sheep and much, much more effective. Try Serenity at 15% off from uNatural.com with checkout code eHealth15. Again, that is EUNatural.com, checkout code eHealth15.